Chris Mannix joins us on loan from Yahoo Sports, their senior NBA writer. Did you write off the Celtics last night when they're down 22, Mannix?
No, only because, I've seen this story too many times this season. I don't know I don't know who leads the league in, wins after being down by like 15 plus points, but Boston's got to be high on that list. And even though they're completely undermanned, I kind of made this joke in the column, Dan, they're one injury away from having like invincible style tryouts to fill out one of these roster spots out there. Even undermanned, they just are so disciplined and can get offense from anywhere. So they dug in that second quarter and changed the dynamic of the game. And we can get into this, but I thought, a couple of critical coaching errors by Philadelphia really changed the course of that game.
Well, you had TJ, who was playing better at the point guard position than Ben Simmons was, but he had to put Ben Simmons back in.
Well, did he?
I think morale-wise, doesn't it feel like, that's one of those, if you don't put him back in and then all of a sudden he pouts and then, does there a carryover to game 3? I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I don't know. Dan Wood, I think Brett Brown's an unbelievable coach, and what he's done with that team is really remarkable, keeping them, kind of in a positive way, even through all the losing. But let me ask you this. Would a Popovich or a Doc Rivers or a more experienced playoff coach have recognized that T.J. McConnell was giving Boston problems? I talked to a couple of Celtic staffers last night after the game, and one thing they said to me was T.J. McConnell didn't just kill them in this game. T.J. McConnell always kills them. Like, for some reason, they have a problem with what T.J. McConnell does. Would a more experienced coach have said, you know what, screw it, I'll deal with the pouting. We're here to win a game, and left the guy that was a plus 17 when he came out in that game?
I'm not sure the reason why Ben Simmons struggled. If you say it's mental, I don't know what that means. Were they physical with him? Okay, I can understand that. But I think if you're the head coach of the 76ers, you're assuming Ben Simmons is going to rally and have some kind of performance there. I'm going to play the odds, and I still have to play Ben Simmons, but I did understand that T.J. McConnell was playing better and not trying to force things as Ben Simmons was.
Yeah, I just disagree. Ben Simmons was stinking up the joint last night. Even though he put up good numbers in game 1, his shot chart, he won't shoot from outside of, really 3 feet in the paint. And McConnell was pesky defensively. He was creating for teammates. I think you've got to ride with the hot hand there. Yeah. That was a problem. I think an equal problem, though, Dan, that changed the course of this game. The last, 6 minutes of the second quarter, when Boston turned a 22-point lead into 5, no timeouts for Philadelphia during that stretch.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Where were the timeouts? You're saving timeouts in the second quarter of a game. Those were kind of tactical errors that I think in the years to come, a guy like Brett Brown won't make.
We had Frank Isola on from the New York Daily News in his column today.
He's very happy about Fizdale, isn't he? He's Mr. Good News when it comes to David Fizdale.
No, he likes – there's certain members of the media who really love them some David Fizdale. So Fizdale comes to town, and in his column he says, well, Fizdale has a great relationship with LeBron James from their days with the Miami Heat. We've not talked about the Knicks as a destination for any free agents in a long time. Could you see this being different with LeBron and David Fizdale in New York?
It's interesting because I haven't really thought about it because Fizdale is the one bridge that maybe could connect LeBron and make him believe that New York was a winning situation. Because the last 15, 20 years, when have they ever been kind of a functional situation? It's been, one coach after the other, one regime change after the other. The relationship, I can tell you, between LeBron and Fizdale is very strong. So does it move the needle towards that? Yeah, but I still think New York has to be a long shot to land them because they are years away from being able to win. Unless we talk all the time, Dan, about LeBron and somebody else, right? LeBron and Paul George, LeBron and DeMarcus Cousins. Unless it's a package deal, I can't see LeBron going to New York.
Talking to Chris Mannix, Yahoo Sports senior NBA writer. We had Reggie Miller on, and we were redrafting. This is the Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler draft. Right now, if you're redraft, knowing what you know about these players, who would you take first overall in that draft?
Of those guys, am I missing somebody that that is going to? Is there somebody else besides those three you named that is in that mix?
Well, Jimmy Butler's also in there. So it's,
well, yeah, I'd still take Kyrie. I mean, the only reason not to take Kyrie is the knee issue. And if we're taking that kind of off the table, if we're assuming that in his mid-20s he's going to be able to get past this knee injury, he's still the one guy I think offensively is capable of winning games for you by himself, of carrying them. He's not the two-way player Clay and Jimmy are, but I think his offense transcends them.
I was also thinking about this, that if the Celtics play the Cavaliers, do you realize that all of the players involved in that big trade, nobody's going to be playing in this series coming up?
It's incredible.
That's crazy.
How did they get to this point? How did either team get to this point? I mean, by all rights, Cleveland should have lost that first-round series against Indiana. Indiana outplayed them. Toronto's a different team, and they're getting smoked. Boston has no business being where they are with the guys. I mean, Shemi Ojale could walk down the street outside your studio, Dan. I don't know who would recognize him, and he's playing minutes for this team. They're just rolling guys out there that aren't used to playing these roles, and they're getting contributions from them. It really is. I don't know, and I put this on Twitter last night. I don't know what's more remarkable, the Cavs 2-0 series lead or Boston's 2-0 series lead, because both of them, I think, are pretty improbable.
Any concerns with the Rockets going into Game 3 with Utah?
I liked what the Jazz did defensively. Is it duplicable with the adjustments that a Mike D'Antoni coach team can make? I don't know. What the Jazz did was, in some ways, it looked like they took a page out of Boston's playbook, right? Like Boston has decided in this series that if Embiid and Ben Simmons can beat them one-on-one, they'll take that. They're not going to allow the three-point shooters, as best they can anyway, to beat from the outside. That was the attitude that Utah took with Houston in Game 2. They said, look, Clint Capella can go for 20-plus. We'll live with Clint Capella beating us. You're not going to have Gordon and Harden and these guys knocking down three-point shots regularly. Now, Houston's going to adjust, and there's more talent there, especially with the great Ricky Rubio out of the lineup. But I think defensively is where this game is going to be won or lost for the Jazz.
Wait, is Rubio going to play in Game 3?
Unclear, but I feel like you overlook the great Dante Exum, my next favorite player.
You're right.
Back into that mix.
Yeah, you were all in on that.
The Aussie icon, Dante Exum, who is just taking over these games defensively, coming back from what was believed to be a season-ending shoulder injury to lock down Harden and Chris Paul in ways that few guards could actually do. So stay tuned, Aussie icon.
I did say to Donovan Mitchell when he joined us earlier in the week that I'm a better shooter than Ricky Rubio. Just so you know, I don't say stuff like, to you or privately. I just say it right too. If Ricky Rubio came on, I'd say, Rick, love your game. The man bun's okay. I'm a better shooter than you. He's a better passer, better ball handler, but I'm a better shooter than Ricky Rubio. But I told Mitchell, I said, I can help Ricky Rubio. I can give him a tutorial in the offseason. I'll come out to Utah. I'll go to wherever I need to go to help Ricky Rubio. So I'm just letting you know.
Why do you have to disparage Ricky Rubio when he's hurt? Like, why do you have to talk down to him like that?
But his feelings are always hurt, whether he's healthy or not. His feelings are always hurt.
Not when I'm around. I
know.
How great, Dan? How great is Donovan Mitchell, by the way, to talk to? He's awesome.
We came away going, whoa, we got a new favorite, man. He was awesome. He was a lot of fun. Good kid. So can't help but root for him.
Dan, there aren't, and look, and think about the respect that young players get in this league. Like Ben Simmons gets a lot of respect, Tatum too. I talked to a lot of players about their favorite young guys. The Oklahoma City guys I've talked to about this. I talked to Chris Paul about this recently. The guys they love to watch, the young guys they have the most respect for. If you get a poll across the NBA, I bet Donovan Mitchell wins it in a landslide. There's something about this kid's game that everybody just loves, and I think he's going to be a superstar in this league.
Keep the text messages, emails coming. We appreciate that.
Aussie icon.
Yes, of course. That's Chris Mannix, Yahoo Sports NBA writer. And he's the proud president of the Ricky Rubio fan club. Might be the only member. What? That's mean-spirited.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.